In this session, we're looking at the export location. In other words, under default settings 2, you can change our default location to a preference of your own. If you go to Stock Inquiries, we have an Export button. You can select any one of the formulas we supply. Once you do that, we will bring up a screen saying, this is where we're going to save this file. At the moment, you will find that on the hard drive that IQ is installed, IQRetail, IQ Enterprise, within your company ID folder, we have created a folder called Exports. But you can change that by going to Utilities, Setup, Company Details. Then we select Default Settings 2 and the option here, Default Export Location. So if you click on Choose Folder, I can now change it. Now what I've done is, I have created a IQ export file folder for myself that I can now export my files to. Instead of having an export folder within my company, I've changed the location. Just remember, a good idea would be to create that folder first. Now I've selected the area I want and I say accept and yes. If I now go to Stock Inquiries and click on Export and I choose a type, immediately it will now be in my folder and then I can say OK. Then it will ask you the different fields you want to select to export this information to, and it will ask you if you would like to open the file, and you can then say yes or no, and it tells you where it will save it and what the file will be called. I'm not going to open it. In other words, if we now go to the C drive of the computer and we open our IQ export file folder that we've created, that CSV file will be in there. And that concludes looking at the default export location option under default settings 2.